Hello and welcome to another Mindweave video. This one we're going to be covering item management, which is something I've been promising for a while. I finally coded it and I'm pretty proud of what I've got. So here we are on the management page and we're looking for a character to manage the items of. We're going to go ahead and do Demon Malig. If you remember, Demon Malig is kind of that rascally monk that we had a while back. We're going to go ahead and manage his items. Here's the item management page that I showed you before. And now the functionality has been implemented. I get to show you some of that. We're going to start off with clothes. We're going to get Demon Malig some clothes. He's kind of a beggar, so he's not going to have any type of armor or protection of any sort, just a wool cap. And here's a wool shirt. And let's get some pants on this guy. Wool pants. And here's a different type of item. It's pretty interesting. A container. We're going to give him a small purse. And as you can see, as I'm adding these items, they're popping up over on the left-hand side in the current items. Now here's what's interesting about a container. It appears in this drop down here, and I can now put things inside of it. So now that I've given him a small purse, I'm going to give him some coins to put in that purse. I'm going to throw 6 copper coins at him. And you'll see all those pop up with a little indent to show that they are inside the purse. And now I'm going to give him some silver coins, 4 silver coins. Add those. Oh, I put them outside the purse. So we're going to go ahead and remove them. Now, my wife, she's a genius. She says that I should make it so that there's a number next to these instead of just having copper coin listed 6 times. There should be some sort of number that that shows that there's just 6 of them in just one line. I think I'll probably implement that in the near future, and it'll make it a lot easier to manage this inventory. But here we go. Now that I've removed those silver coins, I can keep adding them, and I'm just going to throw him a gold coin for good measure. Maybe he'll be able to afford something. At the very least, he'll be able to get food at the beginning of the journey. Now we want to arm him. I'm going to go ahead and give him an iron dagger. I'm going to make that iron dagger enchanted. Here's something interesting. We're just going to make it a petty enchanted iron dagger. It just does +1 damage. Not too special. But I'm also going to give him something a little more interesting. A higher level enchant. And if you don't know about enchants, I suggest reading the Enchanter's Almanac that I posted on Friday. It talks all about this. But we're going to give him a greater enchanted pewter dragon. Just to make him a little bit more exotic and interesting and give him something to play with from the offset. Here in the enchants, you can see there's the 3 types of enchants, and they have different numbers of components. We're just doing a greater enchant. There's lots of options here. You can read about them in the Enchanter's Almanac. I'm going to do finite accumulation, meaning the spell, the enchanted item slowly builds up power. And I'm going to make it so it can turn on and off, and that it has a spell point cost. Here's the use intuitiveness. This is how intuitive it is to use the item. This one's going to be fairly intuitive, but not as intuitive as, say, a wand or a staff. And so I'm just going to give it a 0. And then it's going to be able to accumulate up to 6 times the power of the spell itself. And I'm going to give it an SP cost of 40, which should almost double the power of the spell when the item is used. And here's the switch on intuitiveness and the switch off intuitiveness. And I'm just going to make those really intuitive because, as you're going to see soon, this dragon's just going to be really simple to turn on and off, a little more complicated to use. And all of those intuitiveness values have to do with how easily someone with Understand Artifact can understand this artifact when trying to use it. And we're just going to set up this spell like a standard fire gout. The type of spell that a mage would use to just blast fire at a distance. So as you can see, we've got the fire arcs, we've got all the things for an attacking spell. We're going to give it some range with Wind Indirect, and a little bit more power with Fire Full. And I'm going to type up the description here, and this is where you're going to see the intuitiveness values come in. I'm going to give this dragon a little hinge on its mouth that makes it so you can open and close the mouth, and that'll be a fairly obvious way to turn the dragon on and off, making it intuitive for anybody with Understand Artifact to just look at it and go, oh yeah, I can turn this on and off by opening and closing the mouth. But actually using it to spray fire all over your enemies is going to be a little bit more complicated. To activate it, you need to rub the belly of the dragon. So this is a little less intuitive than, say, waving a staff, a wand, or a staff, and so it gets the 0 and not the 10. But most people are going to be able to figure it out, that this thing blows fire when you rub the belly. And we're going to go ahead and add that dragon to his inventory, and there you can see it, the pewter dragon statue in his inventory. And there's one more thing I want you guys to see, so I'm going to go ahead and find something else to give him. For a monk, I'm going to give him a ranged weapon. I'm going to give him some darts. The darts are down at the bottom. I'm just going to give him a couple of iron darts to finish this up. Give him 2 iron darts, and as you can see, the scroll bars have appeared. Thank you so much for watching, and welcome to Mindweave.